Imagine vanishing without a trace, your friends, family, and community left to wonder if you slipped through the cracks of the world forever. The initial shock gives way to endless searches, desperate pleas, and mounting dread as months turn into years. Yet sometimes, after decades of silence, a breakthrough shatters the mystery. The missing are found alive, or their fate is finally revealed. These aren't fairy tale endings, but hard-won victories born of relentless investigation, technological leaps, and unwavering hope. Today, we count down the top 10 missing people cases that were solved years later. Stories of heartbreak and triumph that prove no disappearance is ever truly forgotten. Number 10. J.C. Lee Duggard. Abducted 1991, found T9. On a sunny June afternoon in 1991, 11-year-old J.C. Lee Duggard was taken as she waited for a school bus in South Lake Tahoe, California. Her disappearance sparked a nationwide manhunt, but yielded no answers for 18 agonizing years. Then, in August 2009, a routine parole check on convicted kidnapper Philip Garrido led officers to his ramshackle backyard compound. There, concealed behind canvas tarps, they found J.C., now 29, and her two young daughters, both fathered by Garrido. The reunion stunned the nation. A girl presumed lost forever, alive and bearing children conceived in captivity. J.C.'s rescue prompted major criticism of parole procedures and launched reforms in monitoring high-risk offenders. Number 9. Amanda Berry. Kidnapped 2003, found 2013. 20-year-old Amanda Berry vanished from Cleveland in March 2003 after an evening out with friends. Her family endured 10 long years of unanswered prayers. Then, on May 6, 2013, Berry seized her chance. She escaped her abductor's home and pounded on a neighbor's door, crying for help. Police rushed inside to find Berry's two young daughters and fellow captive, Gina DeJesus. The horrifying discovery of Amanda's decade-long captivity inside a suburban house raised urgent questions about neighborly vigilance and law enforcement follow-up. Berry's courageous flight and rescue ignited celebrations and sparked renewed campaigns for improved missing person alert systems nationwide. Number 8. Michelle Knight. Kidnapped 2002, found 2013. Just weeks after Amanda Berry disappeared, 18-year-old Michelle Knight was lured into the same Cleveland residence in August 2002. Her absence haunted her family and friends for 11 years. When Berry escaped in May 2013, investigators returned to the captor's home to find Knight alive but gravely traumatized. After 3,957 days of confinement, she stepped into sunlight for the first time as an adult, slowly reclaiming her identity and voice. Knight's survival testified to incredible resilience under unspeakable cruelty and underscored the importance of interagency communication. Had police connected earlier dots, these women might have been freed years before. And number 7, Gina DeJesus. Kidnapped 2004, found 2013. In September 2004, 15-year-old Gina DeJesus disappeared after walking home from school in Cleveland. Her case, like those of Berry and Knight, went cold as leads dried up. Then, when Amanda Berry made her dramatic escape 9 years later, police returned to the same modest brick home and found DeJesus hiding inside. Reunited with her family after 3,236 days of uncertainty, DeJesus became part of a trio whose shared ordeal galvanized public awareness about missing person reporting and the signs of captivity. Her recovery emphasized that hope can outlast even the bleakest chapters. Number 6. Shawn Hornbeck. Abducted 2002, found 2007. 11-year-old Shawn Hornbeck vanished on October 6, 2002 while riding his bicycle to a friend's house in Richwoods, Missouri. Despite widespread publicity and a $50,000 reward, the trail went cold. Then, in January 2007, police investigating a child pornography ring executed a search warrant on a nearby home and stumbled upon Hornbeck, alive and living under the same roof as dozens of his own missing child flyers. After 1,172 days, he walked out of captivity, revealing that proximity often hides the truth. Hornbeck's rescue forged tighter collaboration between child protection task forces and cybercrime units. Number 5. Stephen Stainer. Abducted 1972, escaped 1980. In December 1972, 7-year-old Stephen Stainer vanished from his Merced, California neighborhood. His desperate family and community searched tirelessly, but no trace emerged for 8 years. Then, in 1980, Stainer escaped from his abductor Kenneth Parnell, guiding police to rescue a younger boy who had also been kidnapped. Stainer's daring flight after 1,138 days of captivity transformed him from victim to hero. His testimony led to Parnell's conviction and sparked nationwide reforms in Amber Alert procedures, ensuring that an abducted child's voice could still shatter long-held mysteries. Number 4. Buckskin Girl. Identified as Marcia King, found 1981, identified 2018. In April 1981, hikers discovered the skeletal remains of a young woman beside a rural Kentucky roadway. Dubbed Buckskin Girl for the leather jacket she wore, she lay anonymous for 37 years. Despite meticulous police work, her DNA didn't match any family references. Then, in 2018, investigators used forensic genealogy, comparing her DNA to public family tree databases to confirm her identity as 21-year-old Marcia King of Akron, Ohio. Marcia's family, long haunted by uncertainty, finally learned her fate. This landmark breakthrough demonstrated how civilian-driven DNA networks can breathe life into the coldest cases. Number 3, Christmas Tree Lady, identified as Margaret Federoff. Found 1975, identified 2018. On Thanksgiving Day 1975, hunters discovered the body of a teenage girl lying beside a desolate stretch of highway in rural Virginia, clutching holiday ornaments and miniature Christmas decorations, hence her poignant nickname, Christmas Tree Lady. Despite annual attempts to match her fingerprints and dental records, her identity remained a haunting mystery for 43 years. Then, in 2018, a team of volunteer genealogists working with law enforcement turned to forensic genetic genealogy. They uploaded her degraded DNA profile to public family tree databases, traced multiple distant cousins, and painstakingly built a family tree that led directly to Arlington, Virginia. The breakthrough revealed her as 16-year-old Margaret Federoff, who had vanished without a trace. When investigators delivered the news, her aging parents, now in their 70s, finally gained the answers they'd been denied since their daughter's disappearance, transforming decades of grief into a bittersweet sense of closure. Number 2, Phoenix Jane Doe, identified as Rebecca Becky Lafferty, found 1960, identified 2020. In 1960, motorists spotted skeletal remains of a teenage girl in a barren field on the outskirts of Phoenix, Arizona. For 6 decades, she was known only as Phoenix Jane Doe, her story confined to fading case files and brittle photographs. Traditional forensics offered no leads, her fingerprints weren't in any system, and her dental work bore no match. Then, in 2020, cold case detectives partnered with open-source genealogy platform GED Match, uploading her DNA extract and sifting through thousands of family tree connections. A breakthrough match to distant relatives in California pointed them to 17-year-old Rebecca Becky Lafferty, who had vanished in 1959. When authorities finally informed her family, now spread across multiple states, theirs was a reunion long delayed but deeply cathartic, showing that even the oldest mysteries can be unraveled when science and persistence unite. Number 1, Mr. Nobody, identified as Samuel Ricky Smith, found 1985, identified 2021. On a lonely Montana highway in 1985, authorities found a disoriented man claiming amnesia, calling himself only Mr. Nobody. Despite international appeals, no family came forward. For 36 years, he remained nameless in hospitals and shelters across the West. Then, in 2021, forensic genealogists traced his DNA to a veteran's family in Texas, revealing him as Samuel Ricky Smith, a former soldier who had suffered head trauma and memory loss after a 1982 accident. At last, Samuel's story ended not in paperwork, but with recognition and medical care tailored to a man whose life once seemed destined to remain a riddle. If these incredible journeys from disappearance to discovery moved you, hit that like button and subscribe for more remarkable true crime stories. Let us know in the comments which case surprised you most, and share any other cold cases you think deserve a fresh look.